Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, we're going to have a look at the crypto market. Lots of really interesting headlines that I think need to be brought to people's attention. Obviously, the market is volatile at the moment and people are trying to sort of get an idea of what is actually happening. So we're going to look at it from a fundamental viewpoint. Obviously, Nick has gone through his technical analysis saying that he expects three waves up before coming back down. So we kind of got a bit of a guide as to where we're heading, but let's have a look at some of the real world events and some of the headlines and dig into all of that. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start on coin market cap. Now, the total market cap of all crypto stands at $968 billion, up 0.09% at the time of recording, but it's still under that $1 trillion mark. And, there's lots of people, again, talking about like the market isn't going to go down. They really don't understand crypto. They really don't understand these financial markets in any way, shape or form if they don't believe that these cryptocurrencies can go down to the likes of 12 to 10K. What I would say is, this is all possible, and I'll go over why I think this, regardless of, putting out comments that sort of indicate that you don't believe people will be selling to you at 12K. Trust me, they will. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. It's at just over $20,000 at the moment. Obviously, it's going to be the end of the week, so we've got that close ahead of us. It's down 6.78% in the last week, and it's basically neutral since yesterday. It has been volatile, creeping under 20K and above 20K pretty much all day. Ethereum is, again, it's pretty static for the day at 1,483.89, down 8.48% for the week, right? And again, pretty neutral for the day. Right, this one's just crazy, so I had to talk about it and I had to bring it up, and I'll link it back to crypto in a more meaningful way than the article does, right? But US stocks lost 1.25 trillion in a day. $1 trillion in a day. 1.25 trillion in a day. That's more than the entire crypto market cap of all crypto, right? So like this is huge, right? And this is all off the back of Jerome Powell, saying that he's still firmly hawkish on inflation and monetary policy. Now, why do I bring this up apart from its obscene amounts of money? I bring it up because I see a lot of influencers talking about, it's not possible for Bitcoin to go to 14, 12, 10K. I think this is really, obviously everybody's entitled to their opinion, but they obviously haven't been in a recession before themselves. They really don't have a grasp of, understanding of the economic landscape that we're in at the moment and going to be going into. They really don't seem to have a firm grasp of it. And it's great that everybody's bullish. I'm bullish. Like I might not appear it, but I am bullish on crypto and everything that, is going to happen in the future. However, I have been around the block in the respect of, different markets and investment, spaces other than crypto. So, back in the 90s, with the crash, and the recessions that we've been in, right? For me, like seeing these stocks, fall as much as they have done in the past makes me realize that it's all possible. Particularly in a market that is like not regulated yet. It's even more probable that we're going to see some lower prices. Now, whether we're going to see those low prices of 10, 12 or 14K is yet to be seen, and nobody really knows, right? But anybody telling you that, there's 7 indicators, 8 indicators, and, it's all to the moon from here, right? They're not really looking or have a good grasp of the fact that it's not a big data set that you can actually rely on these indicators. A lot of these indicators will fail over time, and a lot of these indicators aren't aligned to real world events, and it only takes a black swan event for one of these indicators to fail. So take that with a pinch of salt. Try to use more tried and tested theories, or like Elliott-Wave theory, for example, and stuff like that, because I think at least that's tried and tested and works, right, to an extent, and is it based on human behavior, whereas an indicator can just be invalid or fail entirely, right, as we've seen with many through the previous bull run, right? And I mean, how many prominent influencers in the space, or investors in the space, however we want to articulate them, had indicators fail in the bull run. I expect it to be no different in a bear market, right? They will, because it's such a small data set. Plus, we're going through potentially some of the hardest times we're going to see probably in our generation. So look, I think it's being underplayed by governments around the world. There's a lot going on around the world. The whole Taiwan, China situation is much bigger than people realize. Taiwan basically manufactures about 92% of chips for like mobile phones, military equipment, the most advanced in the world, cameras, all of that, right? I'm pretty sure that the West is not going to want China to control all of that, particularly Japan with other islands around Taiwan sort of area. If they take Taiwan, then I'm pretty sure Japan's going to be wondering, well, what would stop them from taking these other islands that under our jurisdiction at the moment. So there's an awful lot to be said from that side of thing. You've got the property crisis over in China as well. You've got the heat wave over in China. You've got the Ukraine Russia conflict going on, and much more around the world, right? And I think there's huge opportunity for a bit of a domino effect here. I also think that there's potential for black swan event as well. That isn't, none of this stuff is truly priced in. It might be priced in based on what is known today, but it isn't priced on what we don't know today. So just bear that in mind when people say it's all priced in, because it's not. It's BS. Okay, let's move on. And we've got crypto will become an inflation hedge, but just not quite yet. I don't think we're quite there. And I agree with this article. We need basically the fundamentals of and utility of all these projects to be resolved. We need regulations, and then off the back of that, I think we'll get mass adoption, and at that point it becomes an inflation hedge. So I think we've got a long way to go, but I think we're going in the right direction. This is the stuff that makes me really bullish. I think there's just so much more to come in this space. Moving on, and we've got ARK Invest unveils bullish Ethereum outlook. It says the markets are moving back to a risk-on environment. This couldn't be further from the truth, and this is why I kind of say that there's so much misinformation out there. So I wanted to bring this one up and just highlight it, as I just think it's BS. I will link all of the articles into our Discord. Link is in the description. It's free to join the Discord. Over 4,000 people talking about crypto 24/7, so do check it out. Moving on to my final article, and this one for me is one that really does resonate with myself, in the respect that Nick and myself and our team and our brand are quite often impersonated by scammers. So this young woman in West London lost $12,000 to crypto scammers who messaged her on Instagram. Now, we had people messaging our community on Instagram just last night, and I spent, I don't know, 5-6 hours today right into Instagram, trying to remove all this trademarked and copywritten content off of the platform from these scammers that are impersonating us. So just wanted to take the time to obviously highlight this as a big issue in the space. I also wanted to highlight Nick and myself will never contact you first. None of our team will ever contact you first. We will never ask you to go to a website, put any personal information in, or deposit any funds of any sort into a website or anything like that. I think it's really important to know that if anyone contacts you making out or implying that they are Cheeky Crypto or Nick or myself or one of our team members, then you should just block it immediately, because it just wouldn't be one of us, because we don't do anything like that. If you've got any questions, feel free to DM us. If you're unsure or you want to check something out, jump in our Discord. We've got a fantastic community that are supporting one another navigate this space safely. So it's really annoying that we have to basically, in this day and age, deal with this sort of stuff. It's a shame that some of these platforms haven't got it under control just yet. Then there needs to be a better way, right? And hopefully one day we will get there. If you enjoyed today's video, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.